I finally finished watching Marvel's Disney Plus series, Echo, and I have to admit that I was thoroughly underwhelmed by it. I mean, that really shouldn't come as a surprise given that the show premiered way back in January, and it's taken me this long to actually finish watching it, but I did want to finish this series since it was clearly made with a lot of love. Native American culture is depicted really well here. The showrunners clearly wanted to honor the grounded tone of the Netflix series that came before, which is why Echo is the first piece of R-rated content to be directly produced for Disney+. Marvel liked the concept of making grounded and gritty shows like Echo so much that they decided to launch a new banner called Marvel Spotlight, which is intended to be used for smaller, character-driven stories. Alaqua Cox does an excellent job of leading this series. The acting is actually really solid in general. The production is very well done, and the trailer itself looked really damn good, so you would think that all of these elements would add up to make a captivating show, but I just didn't find Echo to be all that fascinating. Set immediately after the events of Hawkeye, Echo focuses on the character of Maya Lopez as her ruthless behavior in New York City catches up with her in her own hometown. She must face her past, reconnect with her Native American roots, and embrace the meaning of family and community if she ever hopes to move forward. And while that does make for an interesting premise, something about the execution just felt really lackluster. Episode 1 basically acts as an unnecessary recap of Hawkeye, and while Daredevil does make an exciting appearance in this episode, his small cameo is the highlight of the entire show. Meaning that the whole series does go downhill after his all-too-brief appearance. Episode 2 is essentially the real pilot episode, but nothing of actual significance really happens. Episode 3 acts as the real return of the Kingpin. Episode 4 sees Maya threatening to kill Kingpin, which made absolutely no sense to me because she already thought that she killed him before, so why would she have any trouble trying to kill him again? And episode 5 sees Maya using her newly found powers to heal Kingpin of his childhood trauma in order to help him let go of his anger. So the show is ultimately about ending a cycle of violence, which sounds like it should make for a genuinely good story, but as I said before, Echo just isn't all that engaging. And since the show failed to catch my interest, watching these episodes felt like quite a chore. With only 5 episodes in the season, you would think that they would just fly on by, but these 5 short episodes really fucking dragged. By the end of it all, we learned that Kingpin somehow survived his fatal injury from Hawkeye, and that he's now going to be running for mayor of New York City. And while that is interesting character development for Kingpin, I think that information could have been provided to us in a more engaging way. So, while I do respect Marvel's attempt at making a grounded and gritty series themselves, I have to admit that Echo just didn't work for me at all. Still, I am looking forward to seeing more Marvel Spotlight shows in the future, since I think the concept of this banner has plenty of untapped potential. I'm even looking forward to seeing characters like Echo again, since I do like the characters in this show. I just don't think I'll ever take the time to rewatch this specific series in the future. which means that Echo would unfortunately not get a recommendation from me. But I appreciate anyone who stuck around to hear my full thoughts on a show that was released way back in January. So, as always, thanks for watching.